Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Good morning and welcome to the first edition of Business Splash for the week. In this package, we have for you stories on agriculture, insurance, credit facility, National Bureau of Statistics, as well as some stock reports. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. The headlines: President Buhari directs NALDA to establish 108 integrated farms nationwide. NICOM line advises underwriters to relate digitally. Federal government will recover millions of naira wrongly paid to 588 doctors. And SEC pledges to reduce operational costs following Senate knocks. Those were the headlines. Now, details. Directed National Land Development Authority (NALDA) to establish integrated farm estates in all the senatorial districts to boost food production across the country. Executive Secretary of the agency, Mr. Paul Ikone, who disclosed this to State House correspondents, said that the directive was part of the outcome of his meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. According to him, the president has inaugurated one of such integrated farms in Daura, Katsina, adding that NALDA is poised to accomplish the remaining 108 farms in line with the presidential directive. He said that the aim was to ensure that the giant strides already made in agriculture under the current administration were sustained. The NALDA boss therefore urged state governments to partner NALDA to achieve the goal by donating land for the integrated farms in their respective domains. He expressed the hope that the scheme will help the country generate more employment and attain food security. The joint meeting of the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) and the Permanent Interstate Committee for Drought Control in the Sahel (CILSS) ended yesterday in Abuja with a commitment to set up an observatory of mobile livestock system within ECOWAS and Sahel. The high-level meeting, which was to discuss the establishment of a regional observatory on pastoralism, also had in attendance Nigeria's Ministry of Agriculture, Foreign Affairs, National Boundary Commission, and the Regional Animal Health Center. At the end of the three-day consultation, the body agreed to make the Observatory of Mobile Livestock System an instrument of governance and decision-making tool in West Africa and Sahel. The Executive Secretary, CILSS, Dr. Paul Odraogo, decried lack of data on transhumans, noting that livestock contributes greatly to the gross domestic products of sub-regional countries. Odraogo added that the conflicts arising from violence from activities of transhumans and their consequent rejection by people using movement of livestock to move arms across borders. He acknowledged that the situation is real, but that ECOWAS and related bodies need to strategize on how to handle that.
The pastoralism practice is bringing people and cattle from a country to another country, which can at itself in the practice generating conflict between people. So that is why ECOWAS at the level where it is really concerned about the issue. So all the work that we are doing is to develop preventive measures so that those conflicts will not happen between two countries being together in the ECOWAS. But moreover, you know that the conflicts from our data today, the conflicts are more internal within each country than in between two countries of ECOWAS. So the countries need to think on the way of modernizing the practices. The grazing land is a one way.
The National Insurance Commission (NICOM) has announced the digitization of its operation in a letter that was addressed to the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officers of insurance firms in Nigeria. NICOM said the move was to enhance efficiency and effective service delivery, and that the process started September 1st, 2021. NICOM stated this in a circular signed by its Director, Policy and Regulations, Leonard Aka, and dated August 2021. The Commission noted that its engagement with all insurance institutions will transmit from manual to online processing, and that all operational activities or issues concerning insurance companies that require the Commission's attention, comment and approval will be submitted and processed via NICOM licensing system. The federal government will recover millions of naira wrongly paid to 588 medical doctors across the country. Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, stated this when he fielded questions from State House correspondents in Abuja. He explained that the affected doctors wrongly benefited from medical residency training fund meant for a particular category of doctors. They said the names of the doctors were uncovered after a thorough scrutinization of the 8,000 names submitted by chief medical directors of federal government health institutions for the training program. The minister, however, revealed that a substantial amount of the money had been funded by some of the affected doctors, while efforts had been intensified to recover the remaining balance. Nigeria has recorded a trade deficit of 1.87 trillion naira in the second quarter of 2021. National Bureau of Statistics added that in the period under review, while Nigeria spent 6.95 trillion naira on imports, it also recorded exports 5.08 trillion naira. In other words, imports exceeded exports by 1.87 trillion naira, which is the deficit. The transaction resulted in a total trade of 12.03 trillion naira in the second quarter. NBS said the transaction was 23.328% more than last quarter 2021 and 88.71% more than the same quarter in 2020. And now to the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Apex Bank has disclosed that it has received over 8 million applications from Nigerians for its COVID-19 targeted credit facility to help households and businesses. CBN's Director, Corporate Communications Department, Mr. Osita Nwansiobi, disclosed this while fielding questions from journalists in Enugu during a one-day interactive enlightenment session with organized labor and civil society groups on the 5-year policy thrust of the CBN. Nwansiobi said the CBN will not rest on its oars as the TCF had helped Nigerians exit recession and post the current gross domestic product growth rate of 5.01%. He added that over 600,000 applicants had benefited from the various COVID-19 induced interventions so far. The Securities and Exchange Commission has unfolded plans to reduce its operating costs in order to boost profitability within the next 2 years. The Capital Market Regulator's plan of cost reduction was sequel to fallouts of an interface it had with the Senate's Joint Committees on Finance, National Planning, Gas Resources, Petroleum Upstream and Downstream last week on revenue generation from 2022 to 2024. During the interface, members of the Joint Committees admonished the Director General of the Commission, Mr. Lamido Yuguda, to step up the revenue generation of the agency and reduce its operational costs, particularly personnel costs. Apparently swinging into action in line with the Upper Legislative Chamber's directive, the DG-SEC, in a statement signed by Efe Bello, Head Corporate Communications, assured that steps were being taken to reverse the fortunes of the apex regulator of the capital market. He said the Commission had been paying 25% of its gross revenues into the coffers of government. And we now link up with Femi Ojo for Stock Exchange Report.
Morning. Here is a summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for the last day of trading last week, the third day in the month of September 2021. A bullish way to close the market for investors last week Friday, as we have the All Share Index appreciating by 0.02% to close at 39,261.01 basis points. Over 180.3 million units of shares valued at over 1.723 billion naira was traded in 3,158 deals. And we have the equity capitalization at the close of trading summing up to over 20.4 trillion naira. A look at the top three gainers. We have Nemeth topping the gainers pack, gaining 14 kobo to close at 1 naira 99 kobo. Transcorp gained 5 kobo to close at 94 kobo, and UPDC gained 8 kobo to close at 1 naira 79 kobo. For the decliners, we have M Benefit topping the pack, losing 3 kobo to close at 28 kobo. FT and Coco lost 4 kobo to close at 45 kobo, and Nigerian Police Microfinance Bank lost 15 kobo to close at 175 kobo. For the major players, we have Transcorp top of the park traded over 20.5 million units of shares, Access traded over 18.5 million units of shares, Unity Bank traded over 15.2 million units of shares, M Benefit traded over 11.8 million units of shares, and FBN Holdings traded over 11.7 million units of shares. That was a summary of trading activities on the floor of the stock market for last week, Friday, the 3rd day in the month of September 2021. Join me on Wednesday when I bring you the outcome of tomorrow's trading. I am Femi Ojo.
Thank you, Femi, for that report. And that's it on Business Splash for today on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. To join us on Wednesday for another edition. Good morning, and thank you for investing your time with us. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station. We educate, that's why we are respected. We inform, that's why we are loved. More music, we are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash.
105.5.
We've got the city on lockdown.
Got my own city that I hold down.
We are Splash 105.5.
Have you been waiting for admission into the university, or do you wish to pivot to a career in information technology? I have good news for you. TWIM Institute is now an accredited international center of the British Computer Society, BCS, and now offers BCS diplomas.
Sounds great, but what does this mean?
The BCS diplomas are British diploma programs in information technology, which are evaluated at the level of a UK bachelor's degree. With BCS diplomas, you can proceed to a master's degree in IT in the UK and many universities around the world. You will have qualifications that open you up to a global career in information technology.
Wow! How do I register?
Get in touch with TWIM Institute. Call or WhatsApp 0903-327-9205, 0903-327-9205, or visit TWIM Institute behind Jericho Mall, Onireke GRA, Ibadan. TWIM Institute, raising entrepreneurial minds for a global world.
Nowadays, I keep saying "aww" a whole lot because everyone would stop surprising me. My hubby does the dishes and prepare the kids for school before I wake. Aww. Even when my daughter makes me a cup of tea with 3 Crowns milk.